this video, we're going to take a look at how you can use Kami for assignments. Kami is a program that will let you open and write directly on top of a document. This can be helpful when working on assignments in Google Classroom. I'm going to open up a Google Classroom and I'm going to go over to the Classwork tab to find an assignment. I'm going to click on an assignment that does require us to use Kami. First, when I open up the assignment, the instructions will show up, but I will have to click on View Assignment. And from there, I'll get all of the details that I need, along with any possible links or videos that I might need to watch first. And then up on the top right is the document, which now has my name on it. I'm going to click on the document, which happens to be a PDF document. And generally, PDFs are documents that you can't write on, but with the addition of Kami, you will be able to. However, I can't just write on it right away. If I try to click on it, nothing happens. If you point your mouse up to the top of the window, you might notice this Open with Kami option. And if you don't see that right away, I'll show you a couple of tricks in just a minute. But I am going to go ahead and click on Open with Kami. And what it will do is it will open up a document in a separate tab called Kami. If necessary, you can log in with your Google account. And once you do that, it will open up the document. If you're seeing it in this screen with all of these different tools available to you, you know you're in the right spot. Okay, so I'm going to back up for just a minute. Not everyone will be able to get into Kami right away, so I want to show you a couple of tips that can help. So I'm going to click on the document, and it is possible that the document might open and you don't see that icon up at the top that says Kami. In this case, what you will want to do is go up to the top, move your mouse all the way over to the top right where you see the three dots. This is the More Actions button, and I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to choose Open in a new window. That's going to open up a separate tab with the document. Now in this tab, I get the Open With option. So I'm going to click on Open With and I'm going to look for Kami. If I see it, great, just go ahead and click on it. In this case, I don't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Connect More Apps. And then from here, I'm going to type in Kami and press Enter. Kami pops up as the top option, and it is this one that says Kami PDF and Document Annotation, and so I can just go ahead and click on Connect. Now at the bottom it tells me Annotate with Kami has been connected. Now if I point to the Open With, I should see Kami in the list. Keep in mind this is something you will only have to do once. Once you've done this, it should always be there and you won't have to go through these steps again. So let me click on Annotate with Kami. And now my document should open up in the full Kami window. Again, those are things you'll only have to do once. Once they are done, it'll be much easier to open your documents directly into Kami. And just to show you that, I'm going to close out. I'm going to close out of all these tabs and I'm going to hit the back arrow right here. And now I'm back in the Google Classroom. So let me click on the document. Okay, again, if I don't see the Kami up here, I come to the right, I click the three dots, I say Open in a new window. Once it loads, I will have the Open With option right up at the top, and I can click right on Annotate with Kami. And now my document's open, and it's where I need it to be to start drawing on it. To start working on your document, there are a few different tools you can use in Kami. If you'd like to draw on your document, you can click on the Drawing tool over here on the left. This will allow you to choose different color pens. You can also come to the top and click on the thickness of the line. You can see that my mouse has now changed, and if I want to go ahead and draw the lines for the clock, I can begin. Again, if you want to change your color, you can do that at any point. And if you decide to change the thickness or thinness of your line, you can do that as well. When picking the line color, there is also an option to come to the bottom and click More Colors, and that'll give you a wider range of choices. If at any point you would like to erase the markings that you've drawn, you can just click on the eraser tool and that will change your mouse pointer to an eraser icon, and you can then go ahead and just move your mouse over those areas and it will erase it for you. Then just go back to the drawing tool and try again. Now, when you're drawing on your screen, I was using my mouse in this case, and the lines may not have been perfect, but they still worked pretty well. You can also use a touchpad if you're using a Chromebook or a laptop, and you can also use the touch screen if you happen to have a device that does have a touch screen. And that's a great way to just be able to use your finger and draw right on it. In addition, if you have any kind of a tablet or iPad, you can just draw right on the screen as well. One other option that you can choose to use is a stylus pen. And if you do have a stylus pen, depending on the one that you have, some of them work better with certain devices than others. So you just kind of have to try it out and see how well it works. If it doesn't work that well, it's possible a different pen might work better. Certain pens just work better on certain screens. So those are all of the different options that you do have for drawing on the screen. Okay, let's take a look at another tool. There is the option for you to create a text box. So if you would like to type text on your document instead of drawing, just go ahead and click on the text box tool. It will show you the font size and the font color options. So I'm going to just stick with the defaults. And now if I want to create a text box up at the top here for my name, I'm just going to click and I can start typing in, let me scroll down a little, my name. If you decide that that's too big or too small and you want to make some changes, you can select the text in the box and you'll notice the toolbar that pops up above. Gives you all sorts of formatting options. So if I decide to go a little larger with my font, I can do that. If I want to change it from Times New Roman to something else, I can make those changes as well. So all of the basic formatting options that we would have in other programs are here as well. When you're finished with any tool, if I were to go ahead and click somewhere else in the document, it's going to give me another text box, and that's because I'm still on the text box tool. So if I'm finished with that tool, I want to make sure I then pick something else, or if I don't have anything else I need to do, I can always just go back to the default, which is select text.
If you have something on your screen that you need to move around, that's when you will use the select text option. So for example, I have this text box that I created and I can point to the border of the text box and click and drag and move that around anywhere on the page. So if you put something in and it doesn't go in the right spot, you can always move it around pretty easily. If I try to use the select text option on my drawings, that works as well. These two have connected together so I could move those. So if I put them on the wrong clock, I could always move them around. So that's another option with the select. One other feature that I think is a really good one to take a look at is the text to speech option. If I click on this, it will allow me to click play, which is essentially going to read the page. So let's give it a try. Name, do you have the time? Draw hands on each clock to match the time underneath. I can tell time to hour and half hour and I'm going to hit stop, but hopefully you get the idea. I do want to point out that you can use these navigation icons to jump to the previous sentence or the next sentence, and these would be useful if you were reading paragraphs of text. There is also a loop option if you want to have it continue reading over and over. And then, of course, we have the read and the stop buttons. Two other very important options are the ability to change the voice and also the ability to change the speed. The first thing that you really should look at is the speed, and I kind of think it was read pretty fast by default. So if I click on the change speed icon, I can take the speed and make it faster or make it a little slower. So I'm going to make it a little slower, and we'll see what happens. This option right here just resets it back to the default. So let me make it slower again. And now let's go ahead and hit play. Name, do you have the time? Draw hands on each clock to match the time underneath. So I think you can tell that it has slowed down a bit. You also have this change voice option. Once I click on this, you'll see some different choices, but these are primarily for other languages.
Let's stop and take a minute and talk about how we save this file. When working in Kami, the file will save automatically as you're working on it. If I wasn't finished with the document and I'd like to come back later and finish it, I can simply close out of the tab, and then the next time I want to open that document, I can go back into my Google Classroom, find the assignment, click on the document, open it just like I did before. I'm going to open it in a new window, and then I'll open it with Kami. You can already notice those changes are there, and I'm going to click Open With and Annotate with Kami. Once it opens, I can now continue working on the document, continue making my edits and drawing on it. And then when I'm finished and I would like to submit it back to my teacher, if you notice up on the top right, we do have a button that says Turn In. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Turn In. This will open up a window where you'll see the name of the file here, and it has some of the classroom information there, but all I really need to do is click Turn In. Now that I've done that, it's brought me back into Classroom and it's prompting me one more time to turn it in. So I am going to go ahead and click Turn In. And now my assignment is complete. If I do need to make any changes, I can always unsubmit it to pull the assignment back and continue editing it and then resubmit. But as of now, I'm good to go.